Morning. Okay, let's do it again. I
Okay.
was gonna switch it up since it was a new day. Let's do what up. Okay.
Oh, no, if you're gonna do morning, that's okay. I should have just shut up. I should have just shut
No, 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 no. Come on, come on. This is like the Olympics. We can do synchronized introductions. Come on. We're gonna do what up.
up. 3, 2, 1.
What up? Okay, that wasn't a gold star right there. It was supposed to be
Definitely,
synchronized.
definitely a bronze. Look, definitely a bronze.
Definitely bronze. Like you barely made it, but it is okay. Uh, hey, y'all. Welcome back to the pod. This is your two favorite people looking at checking in with each other with just checking in. I'm everybody's favorite uncle, Uncle Don Don, of course. I'm with my wonderful brother and co-host Paul, aka,
Mr. Qualified. How y'all doing? How y'all feeling?
and we are here with another episode of the conversation. I'm concerned as to where this is going to go. I see that we are dressed for two different occasions, two different temperatures. You somehow are giving Carl Thomas on the top, you giving full bike chain on the neck. And when you first got on camera, I'm not going to hold you. I thought I couldn't read for a second. I was like, the hell does that say? It
No, it's
was
a
I see now that it was two things into one, a little half and half moment, but it was about to be illiterate Keith Lee for a second because I got concerned. But
the funny thing is they won't even see. You said clavicle down. They won't even see
that
what
is
you're
true.
talking
I'm
about.
describing something that viewers will not see.
Let me try to get it into the frame wherever we gonna be. Just gonna put it.
Yeah, just know that we are recording this on the weekend. Know that we are recording this on a day we did not plan, and know that I think we both maybe had some fun last night. So me trying to read two words put together, my brain was just shut down. But okay. So what's new other than the fact that it's cold in your apartment, apparently?
I do like to keep it on chill. I do prefer it that way. But no, honestly, this was just a way to get this fit off because I kept my do-rag on today. Um, but I didn't want to wear a do-rag again.
It is
But
August.
yeah, but yeah, no, it ain't really nothing too much new. Yeah, nothing crazy. It's the only thing new is that yeah, I'm in this transition. I don't have to be somewhere at 8 a.m. This particular Monday coming up. So that's going to
What
be
a creative way to say that.
so that's going to be an adjustment, but an adjustment that I welcome. So excited for that. But yeah, that's really the only thing that's new.
Speaking of adjustments, we've adjusted the time of recording this morning because I think somebody might have been out in the world having a little fun yesterday. So, how was your Saturday?
It was a grand time. I don't think I ran into Mr. Julio, but I did run into somebody in that bloodline, somebody in that family I ran into. I don't know if you saw my story, but there were 4 rounds of shots
I
bought.
saw one round of them.
Okay, yeah, there were 4 rounds that were bought in total, and that we finished as a collective. It was 4 of us. But here's the part that messed me up. So I already had like my one drink. I was cool. I was chilling. But we finally link up with the rest of the guys, and we get to this bar. I go sit down because I'm trying to bust down this sandwich right quick while we figure out what we gonna do. I had went to Pickleman's, so
Shout
I'm
out to Picklemans.
shout out to Pickleman's. So I bust down this sandwich, and I come back, I see 3 rounds. I said, I thought we were getting one shot. They said, oh no, we each bought a round. I said, oh, so I'm pussy if I don't buy a round? Say less. And that's how we ended up with 4 rounds. And that's how the night was.
Wait, you left to go get a sandwich and came back to everybody buying a round of shots? These weren't rounds of shots spaced out. They bought rounds all at the same time. Okay. The more you know.
The more I was set up, that's what it was. But no, it was a good night, all in all. Didn't need much after them 4 shots. So we was cool to go.
Duh. At least you had some bread from Picklemans to carry you through.
Ate one half of the sandwich before the shots, had the other half of the sandwich a little while after the shots. I was good. It was a good pace. It was a good pace.
So this is going back to my grad school days, but two of my friends, like we used to go out all the time because what else are we going to do outside of study, right? Um, but we would hope to eat something because we knew we would be in the streets drinking and shooting, well, taking shots and all of that stuff, right? Why did they pregame by sharing a salad? Two people pregame by sharing a salad. If those that don't realize, the salad is going to primarily break down to be water in your system. So at that point, you could have just brushed your teeth and probably been better off. But they did that. Did they survive? No. Did I eat more than a salad? Yes.
No, that's pretty insane. A salad as your pregame meal is insane.
That's like a tic tac for dinner. What?
It's exactly what that is. No, that is terrible. But how are you feeling? We are in the thick of Leo season. We are just getting started with, as y'all would call it, the best month or the best stretch of time of the year. So how you feeling?
You don't even have to ask me that. I'm feeling great. Shout out to Leo season, first of all my Leos out there, love y'all down. The world puts us down, but we lift them up because what? We are the light and life of the world. Okay. Calm down. But no, shout out to all my Leos. Special shout out to my August Leos. I'm a August baby, August 17th. Whoop, whoop. July Leos, I love y'all too, but we are slightly different in personality. I do think that August Leos probably are a little crazier, but hey, we make the world go round. So I'm great. I feel great. I look great. I am great. Great.
Uh, what- all right, Tony the Tiger. But anyway, what's your favorite thing about being a Leo?
Oh, um, that's a good question. That we receive so much hate.
Do
That
you
sounds like I kind of.
do you think
Hmm.
I get the most hate? I feel like y'all in the top five. I don't know if y'all number one though, in terms of signs that get the most hate.
We definitely are in top three. I don't know who else would get hate the way that we do. Maybe cancers for some reason because they are seen as like emotionally sensitive. Shout out to our dear brother. I love him. Um, I don't know. I don't really hear a whole lot of hate for other signs for real. There are other things that people like poke at, but
You think Leos like get hate though? Like you think people despise Leos?
oh wow, despise is a hard one right there. But I do think people think that Leos are not humble enough to shut up. I do think we are. I think that we just love ourselves, and for that, we will proclaim it. If you can't handle the love that we have for ourselves that we want to share, then that's on you. That's not on me. But I think because of the like adjacent narcissism vibes that we tend to give, people are like, oh, here go these fools again. So I think there's a snowball of hate that kind of comes along with that. But I mean, get to know us a little bit. I'm great. You know, we I also have been told that in many ways I can be the deviation of what a typical Leo is. So that I got a little different perspective, but I don't know. I do think we get enough hate. Some of it is warranted, but I do think we get a fair amount.
Yeah, I think the only other sign that I would say I hear about more probably is Gemini's. I don't know if they necessarily receive hate, but a lot of people have seem to be triggered by Gemini's in some capacity, or just don't like the whether it be the two sidedness, not two sided, but the two different aspects or whatever. But yeah, if I was to ask you if you had a list of top five Leos, do you have one that is somewhat constructed?
Hmm.
Okay. Well, I know your personal one because you're
Dylan, 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 Dylan.
I mean celebrity Leos. Nylon
Okay,
is crazy.
right. No, so if these aren't common folk, I guess I have to take myself out of three spots, my mama, and then my Memphis Queen, Leo Diamond. So if I'm going with celebrities, yeah, in like no particular order, I think I have five. I think I have five.
Okay. Okay. Let's hear it.
Like collectively or one at a time?
One at a time. I mean, whichever one you want
I
to do.
mean, like, do you want reasons why? You want me to name the top five?
Yes, I do want reasons why. Okay. I do want reasons why.
Okay. Let's see. My one, no particular order, right? Well, actually, no particular order, but number one, because of what today is. I know this episode will come out later, but today is August 4th. So shout out to the one and only President Barack Obama. He would be my number one public Leo, for several reasons. I mean, it goes without saying, but I mean, it's President Barack Obama.
Vote
Like
vote.
that. Right, that just holds so much weight, but then also, we got a Chicago legend in that one. So
Indeed.
it's a double-edged sword. It's our first black president. He had two terms. He was living in Chicago, not originally from Chicago. And then adjacently, Michelle Obama, which is another Chicago queen. I also got a chance to meet her in elementary school before she was the Michelle Obama that we know. Um, so yeah, but no, Obama for sure.
Was Michelle trying to keep the kids in shape back then too?
Probably. I think I was just a shape back then. I was short and a little round. I wasn't like a fat kid, but I had some squishy parts. So, but shout out to puberty because I got taller and leaned out. So look at me now.
Squishy parts is crazy. I just want you to know that.
uh, Halle Berry.
Okay.
Halle Berry, August 14th. So right before me, she is, I feel like, another Leo legend. One of my favorite movies of all times is Baps. So that in and of itself, I do make a lot of losing Isaiah references and jokes throughout my life. So there's another one. But she is goated in the film industry, even considering Catwoman.
I was gonna say she does have some flops, but I don't hear like if I was to, I feel like if I was to ask 10 people what their top like who their top five top not top five top 10 actresses were, I think maybe 4 or 5 out of 10 might have Halle in there, but I think she'd be close to 10, and I think she'd fall outside of 10 for the majority of people. I don't know if that is a good or a bad thing in terms of a take on her career, but I just think that's interesting because she is goated. So I always wonder why her name doesn't seem to be attached to or come up with some of the other names that you might hear more frequently. I guess there are different levels too, obviously, but yeah.
That's true. And I mean, also, like, I won't even say that she has any flops. I think because she is goated, because she is a legend, because she is as iconic as she has some super, super heavy hitters.
Mhm.
And then she's got, a couple middle of the album type songs as far as her movies go. Like it's not bad, but how many times is she gonna put on this 911 wig and lose a child on the highway? Like it's only so many that she can make like that. So people will say that it's bad because we have, Dorothy Dandridge and a whole lot of these other, top thing, Boomerang, all these other things that she's been in. So comparatively, people will say flops, but I don't think Halle Berry has any flops. I just personally did not like Catwoman. It's not her fault, but she is iconic as Catwoman. Like,
This is also very true. That's
you know,
also well put. It's well put that it's not so much flops, just she did a couple bad movies, a couple movies that didn't necessarily, you know. They went in her favor. Let's just say that. Boomerang
Mhm.
is one of my favorite movies though because of her, almost solely, really.
And also, Halle Berry is one of my favorite people to follow on Twitter. Like she is tweeting with the people, very present. I'm into it. When they gas her up, when they talk about it, whatever, she's gonna be in response to it. So shout out to her.
That's real. That's real. So
Um, who else? Some of this list might be a surprise to you, but Sandra Bullock is also one of my top five Leos. Her birthday,
that
she's
doesn't surprise me. That doesn't
oh,
surprise me for you. That
okay. She's a July Leo, July 26th, I believe. So she is bringing us in, but I like to live a problem-free life. And in that problem-free life, I love people that are not problematic. So shout out to all the non-problematic white women of the world. Sandra Bullock is like definitely on exec board. I don't know if she's the president of that committee, but she's definitely on exec board. And I rock with her heavy. Even going back early 90s, Speed, with her and Keanu Reeves. Like I think that was the first time I generally am not attracted to white women. Right. I just generally not. But I think that was my first like white woman crush. Was like, oh, okay. So let me get on the bus and drive fast real quick. See if she'll come help me.
Something's wrong with you. But yeah, I get
She looks great. I don't know exactly how old she is, but 50s for sure. I don't know if she's touching
it for
60.
her age. All
I
things
mean,
considered.
she looks amazing.
Yeah,
Miss Congeniality. She also is, I think legendary, iconic, goated to some extent in her career as well. Uh, so yeah, Sandra Bullock is on my list.
that's a good one. That's a good one. That makes sense.
This the other one, hot take is like a double Leo. Uh, right. Like, what is a double Leo? Daniel Radcliffe, aka Harry Potter. I
Okay.
say double Leo because Daniel Radcliffe's birthday is July 23rd, 4th, beginning of Leo season, I think, whatever the actual date is. But then also his biggest, most iconic role as the Harry Potter is also a Leo. Like how could you deny? Now, granted, I'm not in Gryffindor, right? I'm a Slytherin for those Harry Potter folks. But watching it, I just feel like, I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna save the day. Like I'm Gryffindor, I can do that, but I'm really like cynically minded, if that's even a word or a phrase. So yeah, I'm Slytherin through and through, but Daniel Radcliffe slash Harry Potter both have birthdays in July, according to fiction and the internet. So
I'm weak. I accounted for potentially one non-melanated person on your list, but I did not think that it would be two. But Daniel Radcliffe does make a lot of sense. You are a huge Harry Potter fan, so I could get how that has him making your list.
also unrelated, if you haven't checked the IG group chat today, I sent you something. You don't have to look at it now, but I sent you something related to Harry Potter. So it's actually hilarious. Um, that's four. One,
Yes,
two,
cool. Yes.
four. Oh, and the rounding out five, the iconic, the legendary, the voice of all generations,
Mm,
Nippy, Whitney Houston. Her birthday is August 9th, so shout out to the August Leos. She also shares a birthday with my mother.
another one.
So a roundabout double Leo moment. But Whitney Houston, like how could you not? She is a Leo through and through. She is all the good and bad that people say about Leos. Um, Watching her and Bobby Brown on a reality show, watching Deborah Wilson be Whitney Houston on Mad TV growing up. I mean, the stories just write themselves. Like Whitney Houston gone far too soon,
Yeah.
far too soon. I know there are obviously some other things that played into that, but if you want to know what a crazy ass Leo is, and I'm not an option on the table, Whitney Houston will serve the purpose.
to say if I'm not an option on the table is insane. I think you're crazy is understandable.
Oh,
At
thank you.
least to me as a non-Leo. The other crazies don't always make the most sense to me though. You're crazy. Your crazy seems to have some purpose at least.
It does. I keep it spicy. Like I'm not like the rest of my Leo counterparts, my Leo siblings out there. They make it hard for me sometimes. But I'm like the sane Leo.
That,
I feel like
that's fair. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Do you think now this might be extremely difficult? Do you have or do you think you could form a top 5 list of Whitney songs?
that's actually I've been listening to a lot of Whitney Houston as of late. Maybe because it's Leo season, who knows?
That's so head ass.
I I because her catalog is deep. Like you have, first of all, you have Whitney, right? She was the black girl pop initial start, right? She wasn't black enough for some people, but she was, too white for some in the music industry. But gave us some great music, right? So you have Whitney's career there, but then you also have The Bodyguard and The Bodyguard soundtrack. You have The Preacher's Wife and The Preacher's Wife soundtrack. Like
Hmm.
every song in there is a bop, right? A bop for the Lord. So it's just how do you do that? I will say one song for sure that is the hill that I'm gonna die on is it has to be in the top 5, and if not, I really will go to blows with somebody for. It's Saving All My Love.
It
Saving
cracks.
All My Love.
It cracks it. Well, do you feel like if you was gonna have to rank it, that it would be closer to 5 for you, but it's in the 5? That's
It's a
that's how I feel.
it's a personal 5 for sure.
Fair.
And my toxic side is showing because of that. Because if y'all haven't actually listened to the song, it's like, oh, it's a love song. It's nice. I want to feel like that about somebody. Her ass was cheating. She that was all infidelity. Right? She was single, right? But she was with this man who had a wife and kids. I ain't gonna sing it. A few stolen moments is all that we share. I tried to resist. Actually, we're just about to look up the lyrics real quick.
Talk about no, she's cheated. That's what she's
What song did I just say?
saving all my love.
Thank you. Yeah, that once you start listening to it, you like it's a little toxic. But also for a while, if you asked me what my type was, it was taken. So I tend to most times unknowingly like people that already have somebody. So yeah, if you were not single, I really wasn't interested. And that's terrible to say. That was in the past, but I wouldn't know it all the time. So, but I'm with Whitney on this one. She said, "A few stolen moments is all that we share." This is how the song start off. You've got your family, and they need you there. Though I've tried to resist being last on your list, but there's no other man. What? No, yep. There's no other man who's going to do. I'm saving all my love for you. She was holding out for this married man with kids. I try to resist. I know you got your family, and I know they need you there. But like, come on, slide real quick. I'm like, yeah. So that's on some toxic shit. That is definitely in my top 5. But
I see why Whitney and Michael got along. She just had herself a dirty Diana moment.
mhm. Everybody got it. You just don't talk about it. Now mine's on the internet forever. Um,
I could see a fight for saving all my love in the top 5 though.
it also is just a great song. It is well written. The message is, adultery, I guess. But
So one of my personal favorites or one of my personal 5s, you give good love got to be in there somewhere for me. You gonna have to explain to me 5 songs of hers that's outright better.
You give good. Yeah, that is a vibe.
Another one that wouldn't be top five, but is a personal favorite to me, more so because of the story behind it, is I'm Your Baby Tonight.
Oh, that is a personal top five, but an objective top five.
Absolutely.
Like,
Absolutely.
that's the I can't do it.
She was rap. Look, she was rapping,
I
basically.
know. I said I saw Kelly Rowland do. Somebody asked her like, "Oh, what's your favorite like go-to song or like karaoke or whatever?" And she said that and started singing it. From the moment I saw you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that is. And then when she got into the I'm gonna play that after this.
No,
That
for
is.
sure. No, she was spazzing. No, she was going crazy. She was going crazy. No, that went platinum in the car for sure. For
Mhm.
sure. Okay.
Diamond on a road trip. Okay.
No, for sure. What's another like absolute non-negotiable for you that you feel
Uh,
like anybody would have in their top five?
I will always love you.
Gotta be.
That is top five. Even Dolly Parton herself said Whitney Houston did it better than she did because that's originally Dolly's song.
Yeah.
And shout out to that. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Dolly Parton gave some of the royalties or something like that to Whitney or Whitney's kids or Bobby Christina. There's some money exchange there on some music business shit, which I think is nice. But I think that is the song that people think of when if you say Whitney Houston and say name one of Whitney Houston songs, is that.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of that song is just whew.
Yeah, and you could probably argue, I mean, it's hard not to argue that it's one of the best, her best vocal, like one of the best songs that shows off her vocal ability.
Hmm.
I mean, I mean, obviously the range is shown in almost every song, but that's definitely one that stands out for sure. Um, would you argue it's not right, but it's okay? Is that objective for you?
As a top five, I do
Oh,
think there are other songs. It's
yeah,
a
it
I
is good.
do think there are other songs that would beat it out because well, I don't know. Would you before I go into that?
Nah, it will fall. It got a better argument for 10 for top 10 than it does top five for sure. I couldn't put it in the top five.
Because you said, well, I forgot the song that fast. Which one did you just say?
For me, oh, you give good love.
Yeah. No, is that what the song you just asked me about?
No, the song I asked you about was it's not right, but it's okay.
Right. Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't put that in top five. The same way, because that was like I think 2000s Whitney. When she was getting into her like dance pop era again. But I feel like that is in the same as Heartbreak Hotel.
Mm.
One of my personal favorites, right? Kelly Price and Faith Evans.
Mm-hmm.
And they was on the beach. Kelly Price was in that big ass blue leather jacket, and then you had Whitney Houston throwing that white fur coat in the ocean. Like that's a great song, but is it top five? I don't know. I believe in you and me though, like with the Preacher's Wife soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
That's another one. Like I think that's a top five. That's another like, oh, what's a Whitney Houston song? And like non-Whitney Houston people would probably know that. So I would have to say that's in the top five too.
Okay. So if I will always love you is for sure in the top five.
Okay.
And then you're saying that I believe in you and me is for sure in the top five.
Yes.
Okay. We have to go through another automatic submission to the top five. And that's Exhale.
I forgot about
Wait,
the
you didn't say it, but I was like, that soundtrack too.
didn't need because I mean she was in her soundtrack bag for real. Um yeah.
That's okay. So that's already three givens, which I feel like the majority would agree with. Um, So yeah, what's it looking like for these other two? Because are you still fighting for Saving All My Love to be in there, or is there a song that if you take your preference out, it might might belong in there over Saving All
That
My?
song is just so cold though because
It is.
it's real slick shit. Like the fact that everybody that song I saw on like Instagram one day, that was somebody's like wedding song. Well, maybe not the wedding song, but they played it at the wedding as one of the dances because
Mm.
it's Whitney and it sounds good, right? But it's just like, ma'am, your husband's cheating on you. You and you just telling everybody at the wedding? Like I'm still gonna put that in there just because it didn't come out the gate saying, "Oh, I take your man." Like, that it was real slick. You have to understand the lyric. In the first two lines, I'm telling you, I'm gonna put that as my we got three, I'm gonna put that as my four.
Okay,
I'm fighting for it.
I'm okay. So if it had to go up against I Have Nothing, would you still take it?
Oh, we didn't talk about I Have Nothing.
Because that has to be in there.
Yeah, that definitely is an iconic top five.
Yeah. I don't. Ooh, can I even? Can I try to argue for You Get Good Love?
Mm.
One of those two? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
The
Uh,
the the previously toxic young man in me wants to put Saving All My Love in the top five. I might have to do top five. That is the honorable mention for six because I'm Your Baby Tonight. I think edges that out for me. That one is that one is better. Now I'm questioning like, was she talking to the same man? Like, or was she talking about Robin? Shout out to the community. We don't know. So I'm gonna put I'm Your Baby Tonight for one, the video, two, the breath control, and three, the little rap joint, the little pop rap joint. It is definitely top five worthy. So I have to put Saving All My Love as an honorable mention for six.
that's real, and I don't mind. You Give Good Love as my personal honorable mention.
Okay, fair.
I can't argue that five though. I mean, I will always love you. I believe in you and me. Excel. I have nothing. I'm your baby tonight. I mean, preferences may change, but ultimately, I that's definitely a five that shows all of her range. That shows everything about her as a vocalist.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And Whitney, so we used to, back in the day, you see Whitney perform and everything. Whitney was always sweating. But she never turned. What we understood is she never turned on the air condition, either like on stage or like right in the venue or something like that because of her vocals. She wanted them to warm up or whatever. Now I know that baby girl was just cracked out. Like, yeah, she may have been, getting her tea and throw lozenges and saying cut the air off because it's gonna mess up my vocals. But you get Whitney, she had a little napkin and she had little beads of sweat right here, and she go dab it and just be hot, and you be like, oh, she killing it. It's like, no, it's
it's killing her. Hey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was fucked up.
too soon. But I mean, it's killing her. Like we, oof.
That slipped.
It's a powerful thing.
Yo, but crack is whack.
Listen, I make too much money to ever smoke crack. Okay, crack is cheap. Crack is whack. Oh, Whitney, that didn't age well, babe.
It didn't. Oh man, no. None of this is actually funny. But y'all know, y'all we be laughing at the same thing. Don't judge us. Don't judge us. We all be laughing at the same thing. We miss her.
Dark humor to rule the world.
A Leo thing. If we're gonna bring it full circle.
Thank you.
Oh, man. Next episode is gonna be the next episode they see is gonna be birthday episode, man. We're gonna have to really dive deep and learn a lot about Donaldo at 34.
Wow. I'm scared. No, that's hey, I'm an open book. Let's throw whatever is my class showing? No. Throw whatever question you want and I got you. But yeah, birthday is coming up. Next week, celebrate my mama's birthday. We are going to Cancun for her 70th, the Leo Queen. Um, and then 8 days later, you get to celebrate yours truly. But I've been celebrating myself since Leo season started. So sorry, not sorry, folks.
But until then, until next time, we'll catch y'all on the next episode. Peace.